Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I have a project which is a gift box set, and it's this. It looks like a little boombox. It measures 4 inches by 6 inches and it's 2 inches in depth. It's more than just a boombox gift box though, because as you will see when I open it, inside are 4 other little gift boxes which are decorated to look like little cassettes. And if you are a person of a certain age, you'll know what those are. If not, I suggest you Google it. But if you would like to learn how to make this little gift box set, please stick with me and I'll show you how. All my pieces cut, and these are going to need scoring next. These pieces are for the cassette, this is for the handle, and this is for the boombox. Now the boombox itself, these pieces measure 8 1/4 inches by 10 1/4 inches, and they'll be scored exactly the same. So we're going to score at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches, and then again on the fourth side at 2 inches, and we're going to repeat it on the next piece. Sets, I've got 4 pieces of white cardstock. This is 300 GSM. So these pieces each measure 8 5/8 inches by 5 3/4. And the scoring is going to begin with 7/8 of an inch, and that will be on all 4 sides. So 7/8 of an inch is here. Turn it, 7/8, again, 7/8, and 7/8. Then we're going to turn it back to the long side, which is the 8 5/8, and we're going to score this at 3 7/8, so 3 7/8, and 4 3/4. Okay, and then I'll do that for the other 3 cassettes, and I'll be right back. That is the last of the 4 cassettes, and now I'm going to fold and burnish these. I'll cut one of them for you to show you how that's done, and then I'll do the other 3 off camera. I'm going to fold and burnish these score lines. So we've got these 7/8 inch marks first of all, and then we've got the spine, which is these 2 middle marks, one at 3 7/8 and the other at 4 3/4. Got that. And they will all be done exactly the same. So next, we need to cut these. Cut up these score lines here on this side. This one, and this one, this one, and this one. Now, because these are getting folded up, to help them with not protruding, what we want to do is take a little wedge off of the side that we're folding in. So since this is going to be folded in like that, just take a little wedge off of that, like so. Okay, we've got that slit. This side is folded in, so we want to take a wedge off of that side. So I'm just going to take a little wedge here, And on this end here, this wedge is coming in, so this end is coming in, I should say. So we want a wedge there. So we've got that. We're going to do the very same on the other end. So up the score line and wedge it. Up the score line, up the score line, wedge it, up the score line, and wedge it. There we are. So that's all our cutting for our little cassette box. As you can see, you can begin to fold it up. You can see how it's going to fit together. These are going to come up. These will come in. And these will come over. Okay? These are going to come over because that's going to be tucked in there. So what I want to do to make it perhaps a little easier is to go ahead and glue these bits in first. It's making a folder of a lid box, and I'm going to start with this tab here, and we'll give this a little time to dry. So I will pause while that is happening. We're just going to match those ends up. Again, you can just take your finger, go along there, use your bone folder as well if you like. Keep that pressed into place, and I can take a paper clip and actually hold it there while it has a chance to take hold. And I'll go back in there with my bone folder, and I'll do that again once I've had a chance for it to dry. Do this side as well. Match up those ends, get them nice and even. Hold it, and then once that's dried, I'll be right back. Okay, that's holding pretty good now. I'm just going to give it one last little push there. And now we're going to bring these ends in. Now, these tabs are going to come into here. These are going to go over, so we want to put our glue now on these two, and as before, I'll put the glue on, give it a chance to take hold. Pause the camera. One thing I can do actually before I glue that into place is to put a little finger pull here, which I'm going to do with this little punch here. I'm only going to bring it up a little way, probably about halfway up, and that. So it's a little easier to pull that up. And now I can go ahead and glue these tabs into place. And that is all glued down. Just go over those tabs again, and our little box will shut just like that. There we have it. Okay, I'm going to make the other three off camera, and I'll be back, and we can start on the box for the boombox. With the bottom of the boombox, I'm going to fold and burnish these score lines here. Those are our 2-inch score lines. Then I'm going to cut up that score line, that one, and that one. And again, we're going to take a little wedge off here where we're going to fold it in. So cut to that score line there and take this little wedge off here. And that will also help to remove that score line, so it takes the bulk out of it. Okay, so you just have a tiny little wedge there. Do the same on this end, up to that score line, and take a little wedge. Turn it round, and do the same. So this is a fairly straightforward assembly. These sides are going to come in like so. Okay, so we'll put our glue on these ends. And you could, of course, if you don't want to use liquid glue, or if you want to use double-sided tape or red liner tape, you can do that, or you could use hot glue as well if you'd like to do that. So just take it and again line it up. I'm going to use a paper clip to hold that in place while it dries, and I can go on to this end. For the top, again, hold and burnish. And in this case, I'm going to remove these two squares here. And we're going to remove them at a little bit of an angle so that we have a wedge there. You could, if you wanted to, just cut that out and then cut the wedges, but by doing it this way, you really only have to make two cuts. So you just come in at a slight angle there, and a slight angle here. And as you'll see, we're on this long end here, because this is where it's going to attach to our bottom. So again, come in at a little bit of an angle, and there. And then for the other side, cut as before. You just come up the score line, take a wedge out of that, turn it, cut up the score line, and take a wedge. And now this is going to get attached to the back of this. Now you could do that before you glue this in place. I mean, I could have done that. I just kind of got ahead of myself, but we're going to do that now. And in this case, you do want to use a liquid glue if you can, because a hot glue just is not going to give you enough time to sort of manipulate it if you need to. So, I'm going to apply my glue here on this piece, which is that flap we created. Now I'm going to just match that up and fold this in and down. And I'm going to use my bone folder to push that glue out to the edges so that we've got a decent hold on there. That glue will be spread under there. Okay, and we will give that a moment to dry, and then we'll do the rest of the flaps. I'm going to take these off, and we'll move on to the other flaps. they're going to get glued here, just like with the cassette box, and then we'll bring it over and get it into place. Okay? So let's start with these. We'll get these glued down. Take the lid, fold in those flaps, and get them situated, and then I can just fold this back, glue on, and then glue these into place. And I'll do that on the other side as well. I'm going to put another finger hole here on this piece. Let's see, let's put it about, that's good. Okay, so that will just make that a little easier to open and close. So now for the handle. This is the 9 by 2.5 inch piece, and we will fold those score lines down and burnish. I start by, as you'll see here, there's one side that has a 1/4 inch score mark, and the other has 2 1/4 inch score marks. Turn that 1/4 inch towards you, and here on this, not this score line, but this one here, just snip to that first score line. A tiny little snip there, and do the same down here. Okay, turn it around, and then on this side that has the 2 score marks, the 2 1/4 inch, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to go up to that 4 score line. So 1, 2, there's that one in the middle there, and then that one there. So you've got this sort of effect. Okay, do the same on this side. Come up 1, 2, that's the 3rd score line, and that's the 4th. And if you fold this over, you'll see that this is going to form a little handle. Okay, and then we'll deal with these little open ends in just a moment. So first thing I want to do is get this glued down. Okay, let's just fold that back out of the way just a moment. Glue this tab here down. Just going to put the glue here on this little 1/4 inch tab. Fold it over. Get that on there. Okay, so that will fold back on itself. And it just doubles it up and makes it really strong. So you can place that down and give it a chance to take hold. Give that a moment to dry, and then we'll move on to the ends. Ends here, to add a little more stability to it, I'm going to take that little 1/4 inch tab and glue it pretty much just down on itself like that, so that it just gives that double strength there. So give that a chance to take hold. do the same on the other end. Thing is to glue this piece down, so I'm going to just take glue and apply it to this area here, and there will be excess, but we're going to just get rid of that in just a moment. But we want to be sure that all this is secured first before we do that. I can turn it over and give it a move to the other side while that's drying. And again, this is the part that's going to come over. Okay. Through this. Now you see where we have these extra pieces. We'll just take scissors and snip them away. So right up to that edge of that. Let's get rid of that. Do the same on this end here. Just take that away. And now we have beginnings of our handle here. And you'll see there are still these little school marks here on the end. So we want to give that a bit of a bend and start to, train it, get it into the shape that it needs to stay in. So it's going to come up like that. You can take your bone folder if you want and burnish it along there. Again, just take it and start to get it into shape. Like I said, you could just go around here. Okay. And that is the basics of our handle. And we'll still decorate this as well. Move on to the handle. I'm going to put another finger hole here on this piece. Let's see, let's put it about. That's good. So that will just make that a little easier to open and close. So now for the handle. This is the 9 by 2.5 inch piece. And we will fold those score lines down and burnish. This is going to be hopefully quite a strong handle. That's why I'm making it out of the same cardstock as the rest of the boombox. Will give it quite a bit of strength. So got that. Got those two, and we have this one here on the end. So we have these little tabs here, and then on the ends we've got these two fold lines here and here, and on the other side, and then we will make our cuts. Be using papers from this first edition Grand Plans 8x8 paper pad, and I'll show you what I've got cut so far. I've got for the front and for the cassette I've got these pieces, And those are all from that first edition paper pad. This is for the boombox itself, and that is, just let me double check when I cut this out. This is 4 inches by 6 inches. Each of these are cut at 3.5 by 1 7/8 inches. And those are for the cassette. And I've got other embellishments. And you can decorate yours however you like. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. It's all up to you. Make it personal to you and to whatever occasion you might be giving this as or keeping. So I'm going to start with the cassettes first. So I'll just put this aside. And got some pieces here I've already got cut out. I'm going to take one of my boxes. I'm pretty much going to do these probably all the same. So this is going to be for the top of here, and I've got some little mirror card pieces here, which I'm going to put at the bottom. And from my little punch, the one that I used for the thumb grip, I've got this little punch here. So I'm just going to put those on there. And I will have another piece of black cardstock. I think this I've cut at 7/8 by 2.5. Check that. I think that's 2.5. So what I'll do is I'll put these here like that. Now for this little piece here, I'm going to actually angle that. So I'm going to just cut up the snip off of each end here, like so. And then I can put that at the bottom. So let's get this glued down. And oops, let's get that sort of in that position there. That's fine. And I'm going to attach these circle bits, more or less like the little reels on the tapes. I'm going to put those there. Give that a chance to dry because I have to do something else with this as well. Put this piece down. And put that centered to there. That's where our little label would go. We may put something there, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with that. Now what I have is, I've got this glitter pin. It's a gel pin. These are just a very cheap pack. I think I paid maybe 99p for them. And what I'm going to do is just go around here and just place little dots here. And now I'm going to glue this into place on this cassette, and that will go like so. There we are. Just going to more or less have that towards the top there. Oh well, I might, actually I think I will come down a bit. I think I will make it more centered. There we are. So let's get that pressed into place, and I'll go do the other 3 boxes and I'll be back. Got all my cassette boxes decorated, and I may add something to them later on, but for now I'm just going to set those aside and get started on the boombox itself. Boombox here, and I've got some various bits and pieces in here. Got a handle, and I've got these little strips here. Now these are just cut to about 3/16 by 4 7/8. So 4 7/8, and then you can cut them whatever you want. But I just cut them at 3/16, and I'm going to fit those on either side here. Do that now. Other bits and pieces that I've cut out to use as embellishments, which I may or may not use all of these, but I'm just going to tip those out. And for the box itself, the front of it, now this is going to be, our handle is going to go here. Handle is going to go here, like so. So I am going to probably put a strip across there as well. That measures about, yes, 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches. So I'll probably cut it at 4 7/8 by maybe half an inch, or maybe 5/8 of an inch. So 5/8 by 4 7/8. I have a change in mind for the handle, that strip. I have this little piece that was left over from when I was cutting out the decoration for the cassette boxes, and this measures 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this here, and that'll carry on that sort of theme from the inside. My handle's going to go like that, remember, so I'm going to just put that there. Let's see if I can pretty much even that out. About like so. And then I've got some little circles here. These are like 1/2 inch circles. I'm going to make little buttons out of these, I think. So I'm going to put them there. Same size, yeah. Put this one here, and that will be a handle decorated. I think that might have slipped just a bit. Move that over in just a moment. Okay, so I need to just readjust that. Okay. Let that dry. Now for the front of the box, I've got this 4x6 piece here, which I'm going to right, and now I'm going to, got some pieces here, I'm going to mount that on there. This is American craft cardstock, and I'm just going to attach it to another piece which I cut out from the matching black cardstock. And this particular circle here, it gives the 1 3/4. Again, you can make them any size you want. But that's what I've decided to use. And I've got another one here. Just giving that a little more depth. And I may even use some foam squares to give it added dimension. So that gives it a little more depth and a little more strength as well. So got that. I also have these green mirror pieces, which are, these are 1.5. Yes, these are 1.5 inches. I'm going to attach them. And again, I've got some black that I can mount on there. And another piece here. Okay, so let's get that on there. These are more or less going to be the, the dials that are going to be on the front of the box. Okay. And I'm going to put those on top of the blue one I already have. So I'm going to put this 1.5 on top of the 1 3/4. Just press that down. Same with this one. Okay. Then I have some 1 1/4 inch pieces. I'm just going to glue these straight down. I'm not going to put them on any backing. So I'm going to put that there. And this is, as I said, the American craft cardstock, and it has the textured side and the smooth side. I want the textured side facing up. It's just a little more interesting. So we've got that there. And I have more little circles here that are in that green. And I think I'm going to put those in the middle. Or I could have, no, I think we'll go with these. I think these are these are 3/4 inches. So put that on top. Yeah. I'm going to add this foam backing. Cut another piece off here. I've got another little piece. I might need to trim that down a little bit. There. Now another thing I decided to do was to decorate the sides. So I cut these pieces at 1 7/8 by 4 inches. next I've got this piece of the American craft cardstock, which I've cut it 5.5 by 7/8, and I'm going to glue this along the top there. Okay, so we have this little strip here. Coming around like that. I'm going to move it up just a tad there. Okay, then I have these two pieces. Now what I've done is I've cut this off a pre-installed file that was in my Scan and Cut, and I cut it twice, once in the blue cardstock and one in the black, and then glued those together. And I'm going to place that about here, but I'm also going to go in with one of my glitter pins. My silver glitter pin again, and I am just going to make some little lines around here just to try and lift it just a little bit. Do is take this and I'm going to glue it onto here, and then I'll attach it to that blue strip at the top. So we have our play. Okay, there we are. Get that on there. That also give it a little more lift as well, and that is going to go on here. So, okay. I also have some little silver buttons here. Circle here, which is from that same punch I used with the cassette pieces. I'm just going to put that there as a little button as well, just to kind of balance that out some. Okay, I'm also going to add this little sticker, which I have from the sticker book from Craft Sensations. I got this at the range. I'm just going to place that across the bottom here. These are repositionable, which is nice. So get it where we want it first, and then we can press it into place. So I'm just going to have a little slither showing there, and there are so many reasons, so many beautiful reasons to be happy. So put that there. Right, now I am going to add a little bit here, another sticker from that same collection, and I'm going to put that there, and it says sing, dance. So there we are. And I am going to maybe put, I think, little pearls here as well. Instead of the pearls, I have these little craft pieces, little silver pieces. handle. Simply going to go here on the top. So I am going to apply the glue here. I'm going to have to hold that down for a bit. So I'm going to put this down and then I'll pause the camera while it dries so I can hold it in place. Again, it's just going to go here where the little finger hole is. Just put it about so. It's dry now, and I'm ready to bring in my cassettes, which are going to go into the box. Bring those in here, and I'm going to pull my little sticker book out again, and I've got some of these. I think I'm going to just place along here. I'm going to bring the cassettes in, and got a few little bits here. I'll just put in these. As you can see, they'll hold more than that, but just to give you an idea, could be chocolates or little gifts. Just going to put some of the crafty embellishments I've got lying around. Put that in there. There we have it. Sweet little boombox. Opens up to reveal cassettes, and as I just noticed, I've got these little bits that are hanging over. This because this was cut at an angle here. So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim those little bits off. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you will also give it a try. It really isn't very complicated. It's just a series of boxes that are then just decorated with whatever you like. So, thank you again for joining me, and I hope I'll see you on another video very soon. Bye, and crafty hugs.